Good morning and welcome to another edition of your Monday Morning Espresso Shot. We're already into May. Where did the time fly? So let us begin to now do as we always do, place our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths and allowing those breaths to flow in and out of our hearts, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than we normally would. And just relax into this body of yours that has been working very hard for a long time and allow it to just melt and get nurtured by these breaths. Slow, deep, gentle breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Follow your breath as it flows into your heart and it expands your lungs and your lower abdomen. And when you exhale, exhale from your lower abdomen and out through your heart beyond you. Allow these breaths to be flawless. No pauses at the top or the bottom. Just gentle rocking back and forth. In many cases, you may feel a sense of the universe hugging you back, a vibration, that a natural rhythm that you will tap into as you make these slow, deep, gentle breaths. And then, if comfortable, go all the way down. Imagine the breath is flowing all the way down to your perineum or your root chakra. And as you exhale, exhale from the root chakra out through your lower abdomen and out through your heart and beyond. Make these breaths flowing, gentle, nurturing, and see if you can connect with the natural rhythm that the universe presents itself. Now, gently open your eyes if you had them closed. Once again, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Let us talk about today's topic. It's about the act of giving and receiving. So let's talk about the first part of that is giving. That is perhaps something that has been of interest to me, especially because I have been, this is an area that I've been working on, to put it bluntly, of course. And so having to work on an area like this was huge for me. And I don't know if it's huge for the rest of you or not. But I used to give to a point where I was giving conditionally. And it's not that, when I serve somebody in a way, it's not that I'm expecting something from them to come back to me. That of course happens. We want to give a gift to somebody, and we hope that next time an occasion comes up that it's your birthday, that they will give you a reciprocal gift. I'm not talking about that particular one, because that everybody is aware of. This is the one that I had to deal with for a long time, and it is, I want to serve humanity. I want to serve this person. When I see somebody in distress, if I have my own appointments, or if I have my own, playful events that I want to go to, but this person's in distress, I would sacrifice myself and go to this person. And while I would not really want a reciprocal, not necessarily expect a reciprocal thank you from this person, what I would want is for me to create extra points for the universe or God to allow me into heaven. And that's the way I always thought, is that if I do good for others, then God will be pleased with me. And if I harm others, God will be displeased with me. And there's this kind of record keeping up there that says you have to do more good than harm. I had to overcome all of that, because it was later on that I really thought about what I understood about God and the universe, is that there's nothing but unconditional love. And being unconditionally loving is something that says, I love you no matter what. So we ourselves put a lot of boundaries on our own understanding of what we think the universe is all about. The universe looks at us like a newborn child. When we have children running around and they make a mistake here, they spill milk or they spill a glass of water, we normally don't get angry at them, because they're just children and we just love them no matter what. That's how the universe sees us, as loving. So then why give if there's no consequence in that higher realm of whether you're quote a good person or a bad person? The universe and God will love you equally. Why give? Well, the interesting part is that the second part of this piece of information that came to me was very interesting. You give because the feeling that you get from serving others, that is in your DNA. Like, you're born with that. Every human being is born with the ability to create an energy field in your body when you're serving others. And that energy field that's created in your body is actually a healing field. You are healing yourself by serving others unconditionally. And you can that there's no doubt in the scientific community that when you actually serve, that actually energy field that you feel, the great goodness you feel in your heart when you serve somebody else, that is a lot more powerful healing energy in terms of its intensity to heal you than is going on a vacation or eating good food, because you're going to feel good about that as well. However, the servitude part, where you're helping others, has a more powerful and more longer lasting effect on your body, and helps you heal. So yes, the idea about serving others is built into your DNA, because it is a self-healing mechanism that we were born with. And that's the key. We were born with everything that we need to live with. We don't need a manual, and the universe has provided us all. And the universe has designed our bodies to actually allow us to give unconditionally. The receiving part now is another interesting fact, is when somebody gives you a compliment, doesn't even have to give you a gift. What is going through your mind here? What is going through your body? There used to be a time when I used to feel, oh my God, I don't deserve this. Somebody say, you're wonderful. And I say, no, not really. Anybody could have done this. Humble, right? Because we're all taught to be humble. But what's happening there is we're blocking the flow of abundance, because the giving is unconditional giving, and the receiving should be also unconditional and loving receiving. So somebody gives you a gift, you say, thank you, I so appreciate this. This, I'm gonna use this here or there, and then let that go. And then when you give that to that person, how are you giving back? Is it out of obligation because they gave us last time? Or is it that, oh, you know what? I know this person. I really want to, I know this would really make them happy. It's actually going to make me happy giving it to them, where the healing part comes in. So even in giving to others and receiving from others, there's this flow that happens. So to me, that is something that I had to work on. And the receiving part was tougher than the giving part for me, of course. So I invite you to try this week to allow the flow of giving and receiving, and forgive yourself if you kind of stumble there a bit, but that is really what we aim for. All right, so let us begin now to place our awareness in the area of the heart and go to the next phase of our program, and that is to experience a feeling of gratitude and appreciation. And this can be at the same time as we're giving and receiving. The gratitude comes in when we're receiving, and that gratitude will actually create the flow of abundance. So in this particular section of our program, we place our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths, and just experience these breaths flowing in and out of our hearts. And as we continue to do this, we invite a feeling of gratitude and appreciation and love into our hearts. And the universe is now giving that love to us. And now can we receive and allow ourselves to say, yes, this is wonderful. Thank you so much, universe. Thank you so much. And then we give back to others with the love we receive from the universe. We take that, embody it, and then we have enough energy to now give love to the others from that well of the infinite, from the universe. So let us practice this as we take slow breaths in and out of our hearts, and we experience gratitude and appreciation. We build our energy field so that it begins the healing process in our body, and we're ready to provide that to others as well. Slow, deep, gentle breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of our hearts. Take these breaths deep. Experience these breaths flowing into your lower abdomen, to your root chakra, and out from your root chakra, through your lower abdomen, out from your heart. You can open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Truly appreciate your participation as always. So while your questions are coming in, or reflections or comments, I'll just go through a couple of slides here to update you. Our next session for freeing yourself from limiting beliefs is happening Monday, May 9th. That's next Monday at 11 o'clock. So, an hour or so after we complete this program, we'll be launching into a live broadcast on session 3. Sessions 1 and 2 are ready. If you're an Ignite member, you can access those, of course, and practice your practice techniques. If I can be of service to help you shift from inside out, I'm happy to serve. All right. Let us now get to the comments and questions. I see some coming through. Excuse me. Good morning, Cynthia. Thank you so much for joining, Cynthia. And Michelle, glad tidings to you too. Thank you. Good morning, Teresa. Glad to hear from you. Dil and Sudanta, love and hello. Thank you. Sudanta commented, giving without expectation is the best way. Thanks for reminding Shamir. With much love, Sudanta. Thank you, Sudanta, for your comments. Appreciate it. Cynthia says, vacation and food is the feel good of the body. Giving to someone is the feel good of the heart or spirit. Well put. Thank you, Cynthia, for that. Josie, thank you for sharing your experience, Shamir. As always, hello to you too. Hello, Josie. We have to get together for coffee now, pretty soon here. Dr. Wolf, thank you, Shamir, for all you give. You have blessed and supported supported my journey in so many ways. You're welcome, Dr. Wolf. And by the way, Dr. Wolf is having a program in Shasta, Mount Shasta, coming up in June. So maybe I'll send something out if you're interested in joining. Mount Shasta is a beautiful place. So maybe I'll get some information from Dr. Wolf, and I'll send it out with our emails. Dil, giving and receiving experiences as a flow. Joy of giving service is innate in us. So service, yes, absolutely. It is really, we're born with that. It's in our DNA. If you think about children, I remember this, and thank you for reminding me this, Dil. I remember this vividly as a picture in my mind. My firstborn daughter, she must have been like 3 years old, and she loved strawberries. So she would be eating strawberries, and I would walk over, and she had the last strawberry in her hand, and I looked at her, and I was a bit of a brat then. And so I looked at her and said, "Oh, I want that." And she immediately didn't even think or flinch. She gave it to me. And I was just like, wow. It didn't help that when I took it, I accidentally bit her finger. And she remembers this to this very day. She's in her 20s now. But it was a mistake. And she remembers this. And I just remember that so vividly. At 2-3 years old, this child gave me her last strawberry. This is what we're born with. We're born with this unconditional love. And we've somehow lost that perspective in many ways, because we are rewarded. See, there's a whole thing about gamification that's coming up. And if you read about it, there's a lot of stuff going on in the legal world about gamification, of how it forces you to behave in a certain way by the way it's put together as a software product. So one of the things that we are used to is that if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to work for 3 hours, I get rewarded for those 3 hours. I can't, we're not used to serving unconditionally. We're serving because we either have to log in community hours for this particular application, or we have to do this. 80 to 90% of our living is based on conditional giving. And so we have to work ourselves out of that. So thank you for that reminder about reflecting that back on me. Michelle, oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle. Thank you. Josie says, coffee. Yes, we'll get together. We're neighbors. Cynthia, you're welcome. Namaste. Dr. Wolf, yes, I'll send that information out. Thank you so much for your wonderful engagement. Truly appreciate it. You're welcome, Teresa. So I'll chat with you next week. We'll come up with another topic, and hopefully it'll all be worthwhile for everyone for that day. You take care for now. Bye-bye.